Hi guys, it's Seth here, and I just got done watching Amazing Spider-Man again in the theaters, and I really want to talk about what's to come in the next couple movies, because it was announced that this is going to be a trilogy. Now, I'm going to talk about two possible scenarios that could happen. Possibility one, Oscorp is the defining reason behind everything. And in this possibility, they would go down the more, generic villains. I don't want to say generic, but like stuff like the Vulture and the, those kind of villains. They could have, the Rhino come back or something like that. Something that could be made in a lab by experimenting. You know what I mean? Like the Vulture, Scorpion, the Rhino, those kind of villains. And those were already in the game, or at least the Rhino and Scorpion were. So, I think that's possibility one. That they have Oscorp being the defining force behind everything. Oscorp's there. Norman Osborn's kind of in the background for at least the first and the second movie. He's kind of pulling the strings at the moment and making these villains and trying to come up with the serum to cure himself. Because in the movie, spoiler alert, by the way, this might include spoilers. They say that he is dying. Sorry, I just got an I am. Sorry, that was distracting. Fuck me. I gotta put this down or something. Okay. Oh, there. Okay, we're back. So, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, they want to cure him, that he was dying. So maybe they're trying to come up with something like Captain America, like the super serum. Maybe they're trying to get like that, and it goes bad, and boom! That's how the Green Goblin comes around. So that's possibility one. Possibility two, totally different things happen. They kill off Gwen Stacy. They introduce Mary Jane. They have villains that aren't necessarily like, they're not. They don't have like superpowers, but they're like Kingpin and Chameleon and stuff like that. Stuff that can't really be made by Oscorp, but exists in the universe. Maybe they go down a Spider-Man cloning. If you remember in the late 90s, they had that whole cloning arc with Kane and Ben Reilly and the Scarlet Spider. Maybe they bring in Black Cat as a kind of a subplot in the story that stirs up like issues with Spider-Man and his current girlfriend, may it be Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. Maybe they have conflict that way. The possibilities are endless. I mean, it's an awesome new universe to really get into. Now, I'm going to talk about maybe some theories that the next villains could be. Now, if they're smart, which I really think they are, they're not going to bring in the Green Goblin quite yet. They're not going to bring in, pretty much all of the same Raimi films villains they're gonna leave that alone for a little bit. I think that they're still stuck in our mind as the same Raimi films with Tobey Maguire's universe. Terrible universe, which I would just wish we never had, but we do. So I think they're gonna stay away from those and kind of pull in some other villains, which kind of sucks because Spider-Man has a lot of awesome villains, but the really dynamic villains have been used. They used the Lizard in this one, and I don't think the Lizard's a big enough dynamic character. He is for the comics and stuff like that, but in a movie, I think he's kind of generic. But it wasn't. It worked out. But I don't think the Mysterio can really hold people, or even the Vulture. It has to be done extremely well. And I think if they bring in the Vulture, they need to have a subplot in that story. Like I said, maybe not Gwen Stacy, maybe Felicia as the Black Cat. Something in that nature. Holy crap, I talked for almost 5 minutes. But yeah, if they're smart, I would leave those villains out of it. Which sucks because, like I said, the really main villains that are dynamic that can really hold the show, Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman's not that high up, but he is. He's a good villain. And stuff in that nature. Now, the Venom, no. Venom's an awesome, cool character, and I understand why so many people like Venom. I like Venom, but, you know, he's not that unique. The symbiote and the Secret Wars and all that, that's cool. But I don't want a Carnage or a Venom yet. And people are saying, well, how about Carnage? I'm like, you can't do it. Of course, they could totally make a different universe, which they, of course, did. But I think it would be too weird. Carnage makes sense because of how it's Venom's baby. Venom had a symbiote, and it was Carnage. And it mixed with Cletus's blood. And that's how it's Venom's symbiote and Carnage, or Cletus's blood. That it's made from Venom. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can't have the kid before the dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, in that situation. In Venom, you got to do right. Think of Venom as a giant, just monster. He's not Topher Grace. He's not that 70s show kid. He's a monster, man. He beats the shit out of Spider-Man at first. He really tears him up. He's a real threat. He's the first villain that Spider-Man can't really fight that well because he doesn't have his spider sense. And this guy's the first one that Venom's the first character that really goes after, you know, Spider-Man's life, you know, and fucks with his aunt and with Mary Jane and stuff like that. Venom has to be done right. Venom's a great character. But he's, you know, I think that's a movie in itself. And that movie needs to come out later on. Not yet. Not for a little bit, at least. And the Green Goblin needs to come out before Venom. And I know that some of you may be a little hesitant about that because you didn't like Sam Raimi's films. But think of Sam Raimi's films as, I have no idea, a PlayStation 1. And the new Amazing Spider-Man is a PS3. It's such an upgrade. It really is such an upgrade. But anyways, I've been babbling for about 7 minutes about stuff that I can't even remember. But thanks for watching. Comment, rate, tell me what you thought. Tell me what you think's going to happen. And I have one more Amazing Spider-Man video coming up. We're gonna see it with another group of friends, and then we're gonna make a video discussing what we thought. And it's going to be with 2 more people. One is just a fan of movies and, you know, superheroes. He's not a real hardcore Spider-Man fan like I would like to think myself of, and my other friend. So he's going to be a good, like, just, you know, just a person. And he can tell us what he thought of it and stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Tell me what you thought of the movie. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.